Hayley Elsaesser, and we're here at my store in Toronto.
Yes, on Queen Street West, my favorite neighborhood, all the best stores in my opinion. So let's start talking about, I guess, your beginnings in design. You started designing when you were like a teenager-ish, right?
Yeah, so I started kind of out of necessity. I'm from a small town called Cambridge in Ontario. And this was back in the day, so there wasn't a lot of online shopping and that kind of thing. And I always loved crazy fashion and kind of expressing myself, and that wasn't an option where I was from. So I would go to the thrift store and get vintage stuff or fabric because I didn't have a lot of money. Also, I was a teenager, and I would kind of fix and change the clothes to fit me, so I had my own unique stuff. And then I kind of evolved from there. I learned how to sew when I moved to Australia when I was 15 for a year, and then I ended up studying fashion design a few years later, and then the rest is kind of history.
I've read some other interviews and things from you, and like your little Q&A on your website and stuff like that. I love all of the messages and the intention you put behind your clothes and your brand.
For me, starting out, like I kind of said, fashion was a tool for me and something that I was really invested in, made my own clothes. It was kind of a way to really express myself. I used to be really shy, so I loved to use fashion to kind of show my personality, and I was always a little bit of a weirdo, so I kind of really embraced that in my fashion and used that to like really just show who I was. So I love the sense that fashion is a tool that you can use to kind of empower yourself. I love creating clothing that's like bright and colorful and printed, that kind of, when you put it on, you can't help but feel good about it. Growing up as a teenager, you kind of look to fashion designers that you respect and see what they're doing and kind of take that as Bible. So I kind of want to put the message that I'm putting out there as something that's really positive. Another part of what I like to do is really use a whole bunch of different body types and different types of people for my models and stuff like that. Myself, I'm a plus size girl, so I want to show people like me. I have different customers and fans that are all different shapes and sizes and different types of people. So there's a huge problem in the industry right now with not portraying that, and we all know about like the issues with models and stuff like that. So that's something I really feel strongly about kind of going against, I would say.
I think you're doing a great job, and I'm very thankful. I feel empowered when I wear your clothes. I feel like I get in a rut sometimes because, I mean, I see other trans YouTubers or trans girls in general, and they have this very specific image they want to portray, and it's very like bronze and like, you know, it's a very specific image. And I don't feel like I feel comfortable there. So I like seeing brands shaking it up a little bit and saying you can express whatever you feel and being different. And I feel like you do a very good job of that. And just, you know, taking yourself as who you are instead of trying to fit into like something so serious and rigid.
Definitely. I've never really felt that I've fit somewhere. Like as a teenager, I've gone through a lot of phases. Growing up, I was more of like a punk. I had like crazy Cruella de Vil hair, and then I was like, all the girls around me are a certain way, so I was trying to veer a little bit that way, which totally wasn't me. I tried like spray tanning and tanning beds and all that kind of stuff, and I'm very pale clearly, so that's not something that comes naturally to me. So I think there's always, a lot of people go through a phase where you try to be someone that you're not, and now I'm finally at an age where I'm really confident with who I am, that kind of thing. And me, I like to wear more of like a tomboy kind of style and never wear dresses, so I love to design clothes that can also be unisex. Anybody can wear anything. I don't like to really categorize anything, and I like to make stuff for people with all different styles. You can kind of just take something and make it your own. So you might wear this dress in this way, and I might wear this print in a totally different way, in like a pantsuit or something like that. So I just like to make stuff that really speaks to people's individuality, that they can really make their own.
Are there any specific images or people or events or anything that really inspires your creativity and your brand direction?
I don't know why I've always been someone that's obsessed with pop culture. So when I do collections, it's usually inspired by movies and stuff like that. So I think it's just because growing up in a small town has really influenced me as a person, as a designer. So it was always kind of an escape watching these movies of these crazy different worlds, or people kind of living in a way that I wanted to live and that sort of thing. I really love, first of all, kind of a form of escapism when I'm designing. So I have all these kind of really crazy prints and colors that you don't see every day. And I also love to be inspired by movies. The collection over here was inspired by The Big Lebowski. I recently did a collaboration with My Little Pony.
I saw that.
Yeah,
so New York Fashion Week.
Yeah, so that was really fun, and My Little Pony is something I grew up with, so it was really cool to kind of revisit that major nostalgia. And when you're a kid, you never think one day I'll be designing with My Little Pony. That's just insane, and showing a New York Fashion Week. So it's really fun to kind of think back at how me as like a little kid would think about the situation that I'm doing and how they would want to do it.
You reference, you know, old movies and pop culture and everything in your work, but how do you choose exactly what patterns and what designs you want to go with?
When I start designing a collection, I kind of have been thinking about it for a few months and let the ideas kind of just like flow around in my mind. And then I do a lot of my sketching on the computer. So I love to just kind of come up with a print, for example, this mouth, and I do it in about 5 different colors and kind of mix everything up. And I usually come up with at least 20 different prints for a collection, and then I have to narrow it down. I kind of like spill ideas and I have too many ideas and I have to kind of hone it in, otherwise it would just be insane because it's already pretty crazy. So I have to really, to make it okay for like the normal customer, I have to really kind of rein it in and choose like my hero prints for the collection and then come up with a color scheme. So I start with the prints and then I do the shapes and that kind of thing after that. So it's really a much more involved process with my prints than a normal designer, I think, because it's kind of like a puzzle that you have to put together with the different shapes and colors and that kind of thing. It's a pretty long process, but that's my favorite part of my job. It's kind of like a dream come true to be able to come up with whatever you want and make it into a garment. It's a really cool feeling.
Is there like a favorite piece that you've created ever, or it's in the store right now?
I have a few sequin pieces that are hand sequined and they're just amazing. The people that made them are so skilled. So I send them like a drawing in the computer and they turn it into a hand sewn like design on a dress. It's so sparkly and amazing. Obviously I love to be over the top and sparkles for me is just like the epitome of that. So I love these pieces. I always love sequins and it's kind of just like the most extreme that I can be.
You've mentioned a few times you don't want people to be intimidated or you want people to be able to feel like they can wear your clothes. What would you say to somebody who tells you that they're like intimidated or they're not sure that they can actually go out with some of the more bright items on?
The key is to kind of just take it one step at a time. Even me, like back in the day, I was afraid to go all out with print. Now I don't care, I just do everything because it's my brand, so I'm kind of used to it. But I even started out like that. So it's kind of, I suggest to do something like what I'm wearing right now, where you do like one printed piece and everything else is solid. And then you can kind of mix and match, like say printed pants with a black t-shirt or a black sweater. And then it's not so daunting. It's just almost like wearing a plaid. It's something that people are used to. It's just in a new colorway or in a new kind of graphic. I think people see all the bright prints and colors and it kind of just overwhelms them. But you have to just take a deep breath and take it one step at a time and just think about how you would actually wear it and then go for it. Sometimes you might, before you go outside, you might like think, oh, people are gonna think I'm really crazy, but I guarantee they're gonna be like, wow, you look amazing. You'll get so many compliments and people will smile at you and you're gonna feel great. So I tell that to a lot of people and I can see that they're really scared to try stuff on, but you can literally see the transformation when they go into the change room. They're like smiling and so confident. So it's something that can really change how you feel. So you have to just really give it a try.
Yeah, I can speak to that exact experience because when I was leaving my apartment this morning, my friends say I'm here, I can speak. I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know, I couldn't come down, but I know I love the item and I know I looked good in it and everything. But like once I got outside and I started seeing people like look at me like, oh, like that looks cool, and I felt so powerful. I don't know. And you've mentioned before like the transformative power of clothing.
You're making a statement with it. So you're guaranteed to be making a statement to the world. People are gonna recognize that and look at you, and they're gonna see that you're a confident person that has something. I think that it says that there's something interesting about you. You've chosen something that's unique and different, so you must be unique and different.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and everybody can have that feeling or that statement, especially like when they have something so expressive on their body. I don't know, I think that's amazing.
And I know it can be scary because some people don't like attention, but you have really at the end of the day, someone's not gonna be like, who is this girl wearing this pink dress? Like, she's strange. They're gonna be like, oh, that was nice, and then go the rest of their day. Or be like, I really love that dress that she was wearing.
And they're gonna remember you in a fond way.
Yeah,
right?
they're not gonna, people don't remember people that they think are crazy walking down the street. They remember positive stuff. So it's only gonna be, and if they do, who cares?
Right.
You're never gonna see that person again. If you do, then whatever, they're just really jealous. So
exactly.
Don't worry about it.
Exactly. I love that. Is there any specific like goal or dream or like bucket list benchmark, is that even the word, of like, you know, where you want to see your brand go or something you want to do with your clothing?
I definitely want to eventually have like a store in LA or do something in LA or Australia where I started my brand. It's so colorful and it lends so well to the aesthetic of the brand.
Yeah.
The weather, people just love to wear more color. Here in Toronto, that's not so much the case.
Yeah.
So it can kind of get a little bit discouraging sometimes where I know that I really want to see more people wearing bright color around me.
Yeah.
When I see people wear my stuff, which happens a lot these days, which is such an amazing feeling, it just makes you feel so good that people have invested their hard-earned money in my clothing and they really believe in my vision. So I would love to kind of see that in a much bigger way.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing something that's really, really cool that's coming out next year where I'm doing a collaboration with a makeup brand. So that's really exciting because I love makeup so much. Growing up, I love makeup, I love fashion, so it's really cool for me to kind of dip my toe in all these things that I'm interested in and see kind of my dreams that I would never have imagined would come true coming true.
The way that you grew up with your clothing and with design is the way I grew up with makeup. Like in high school, I would do the most ridiculous, absurd things, and I was always inspired by like pop culture, old rock stars and things like
Yeah.
that. And I feel like your clothes give me the same feeling that makeup did back then. And I really like that, I really value that. So it's cool that you're gonna bridge those two worlds too, that's really awesome.
Same with me, like growing up I always had crazy colors. I had like curl de ville hair where it was like black with like spiky blonde on top. It was kind of bad, but I like, at least I tried it. I did crazy makeup like inspired by like Blondie and that kind of thing. So I was definitely the same, into that, but into the whole look. They're really my two passions, so bringing that together is amazing. And I would love to do something more with that in the future, maybe, who knows. So I don't limit myself. I'm definitely a workaholic and I love to kind of have my hand in every pot and be doing tons of stuff at once. So I really just want to kind of grow and expand in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I think you're gonna do some amazing things. You've already done some incredible things, and this brand is incredible. So if you guys want to check out Hayley's stuff, you can come to her store here in Queen West. There'll be an address in the description box. There's also a link to your website down there where you can check out her clothing online, and you can order online if you'd like. I think this stuff is incredible. It really does make you feel powerful and confident and different. So I encourage you to take a look and to check it out. Social media links also for Hayley will be in the description box too.
Buy a pin.
Right, the pins. Oh, I love the pins. Or socks. Anyways, we're gonna see you later. Until next time, just remember you are amazing and beautiful and confident. And you can wear whatever color you want. We promise. Anything you want to say before we go?
Thank you for watching, and it was really nice chatting, and hopefully kind of helps people feel more confident in kind of being themselves and trying something they might be scared of.
I hope so. I think so. Okay, bye. I have a little, like, is it Saturn?
Yeah.
Uranus?
Yeah. Saturn?
Uranus? Yeah. It's Saturn.
It's Saturn.
It's Saturn.
Yeah.
I'm not an astrologer.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that planet has rings. Actually, I think it does.
I think it does.
Yeah.
It's blue, but Saturn, I don't know. That's why I thought.
It's kind of a made up planet.
It's fine. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.